Mic check, mic check. Test. All right, I'm back, and I feel much better uh than yesterday when I was running the stronghold. So yeah, okay. I think we'll. I mean, yeah, I got like a proper night's rest. I think part of the issue with playing yesterday too is like I've actually been grinding it out hard like the last couple days. I mean, if there are a few people who have been aside from myself too, but yeah, I'm not too old now. Like they're just built different. Uh, Here, let's keep going. Yeah, because I was actually talking to, I forget who it was. Was it Aaron? No, it was McQuaid. I don't remember. So I remember I was talking with McQuaid, and him and I were discussing how, or I think like I played up until about like 5 a.m. and then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and I kept at it like 4 hours later. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think that I did that like for the for the last 2 days, but I guess like for the first 2 days of the season. But last night I was like really tired though. Although to be fair, I had to go out and do other things too yesterday. So oh well, it's all good. We're gonna continue, or I'm gonna continue here with all this. Oh, I'd forgotten. I need to grab this skull. He's gonna show up. Yeah, I don't like that I can't just one-shot these guys. Although I think that even at this level of power, it's still faster than like repeatedly upgrading my equipment. So at least there's that. Whoa, wait, you can teleport here. Yeah, I love how I have like high movement speed on this guy, but I think the problem is like the damage just isn't really there, if I'm being honest. Like I'm seeing like my minions hit for like 1,000 each, which is not bad. It's great for like, if you can even really call it speed farming, but it's not. Don't really think that. I think that when I make it to Torment, I'm gonna struggle quite a bit. If I'm being honest, yeah, I think I'll struggle when I make it into Torment for sure. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna have as much damage as. Oh,
Thank you.
they. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is still double the damage. At the end of the day, I should probably upgrade to it. If I don't find something better by the time I finish these two, I'll upgrade over to it. Wait, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do this now. I think I should upgrade my weapon. My weapon is long overdue for an upgrade, and you know, maybe this is part of the reason why the damage numbers aren't there either. I should only be saying that after I actually have an up-to-date weapon. And this isn't even like a fully up-to-date weapon. Like it's not it didn't drop as level 54, which is what I just made it up to. But I mean, this is still gonna be better than my current weapon by a significant margin. Even if I don't get as much plain damage out of it. Actually, I don't. I do use essence actually from Blood Surge. Ooh, that's a pretty big upgrade, I would say. Okay, so as for this weapon, I'm hoping that I roll the right temper, but even if I don't, like, none of these tempers are bad, really. Ideally, I want minion finesse or summon damage. Okay, first try. And ideally, I want, I mean, probably the Army of the Dead hitting twice I can get behind. Also, I think after reaching level 45, I start to get access to these rare recipes, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Yeah, I don't really think that it gets better than this. Yeah, this is a pretty nice upgrade here. I'm already here, so I'm gonna go to Airman's Pyre for this one. Yeah, convenient that I happen to be passing by here. And I think that they've really toned down how much loot actually shows up. Because I have gone through like 3 regions worth of strongholds and I'm not really swimming in loot. This kind of works out to my favor because I have a nasty habit of like picking up every single item that shows up, magic or rare, and then because I kind of need to salvage them too. Normally I would need to salvage them, but in reality I don't need all this. I don't need all of these items. Okay. Okay, 2 ranks, or 2 skill points. I'm gonna have to find something to put that into. Lucky hit chance increased. A chance to grant barrier of my max life. Take increased damage. I could do hewed flesh. Although I don't... I feel like there's gotta be some cluster of skills that I'm forgetting. I could have sworn I get more damage out of this on Necro. Like damage modifiers. Not even talking about just damage alone. Okay, there we go. This feels a lot better than in my previous run.
Do you know who you are trying to save?
Okay. Okay. I wonder if I'd be able to survive getting hit by one of those explosions.
They betrayed their protector. They deserve damnation.
And I realized that I could potentially get an amulet that has ranks to Hellbent Commander too. Yeah, a lot of ways I can upgrade this guy for sure, but I really can't wait for when I make it into Torment. There's that new unique. I just don't know where I get that new unique from. It's like the main thing.
Your flesh will char and crack.
And then I'll send
Carving meat from bone is my specialty.
Bo. My guy go. Oh, villagers remains. I need that. Here we go. Extinguish this. And I swear that there is enough dialogue for this stronghold that it matches up to the amount of dialogue that was in the this season's seasonal questline. Hey, Minion Finesse rare recipe? Wow, that's lucky. Yeah. Minion Finesse, I got some XP.
I cannot hate you.
I also saw that I hit for 33k. Like, I hit for 33k with my golem, so I think my golem damage at least is pretty high up there.
You can almost taste it.
Okay. Gonna head down here. Yeah, I guess it would interrupt my channeling. Okay. Out we go. Almost there. And I know that the eyes are here.
That must be here for a reason.
Then
See if there are more like it.
get on my horse. Destroy that one. Run past. There we go. And gonna hit this last one. So when my golem crit overpowers, it's like 33k, but otherwise it's like closer to 6k. At least that's what it looks like, roughly. So I gotta wait here a minute. Not bad. Making some pretty good progress on these strongholds. I'm kind of glad that I did all of the hard strongholds first. I think that makes it easier to run these strongholds. Well, yeah. I'm like doing the easier strongholds now, and each of these takes like less than like 4 minutes, I would say. In fact, it probably takes more time for me to run to each stronghold than it actually does to clear the stronghold itself. So I just had to finish this last one, and then I can clear all the ones in. I think I skipped Temple of Rot, right? Yeah. I'm leaving those for last on purpose. I'm gonna do the ones in Gyakul, or around Gyakul. There's also a world boss. You know what? I think I could run that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I'm gonna run it, like, what rewards. I mean, I could get runes. I could get some good loot. Upgrades for my build, perhaps. So I should go and hit that real quick. I think in a normal run I wouldn't have access to that world boss though, because I think I just did a world boss, right? Yeah, but I mean I'm playing this like this is kind of like a segmented run. Like I played like a little bit over the span of like 2 play sessions yesterday, and now I'm playing some more now, and I'll just skip the world boss. I'm just gonna stick with the strongholds. Just get this over with. And then when I make it to level 60, I can run any random whisper. Find a way into Omas Redoubt. Okay. I think it's this way. I've never actually... I don't remember the last time I went in through that route.
Faithful children of Akarat. For too long,
Ah, here it is.
the vile priestess Hadar and her devils
I don't remember exactly where...
raised our homes,
Here it is.
crucified our loved ones.
Yeah. I don't remember where exactly the bodies are. Maybe it might be better for me to do it in like the same order so I know exactly where it is. It's like muscle memory, building up muscle memory, but whatever. It's not like I'm doing a speed run anyway, so I guess it doesn't really much matter.
This is madness. We will not survive. We'll sacrifice ourselves before our home.
Okay, so then for my last triangles, I'd have to hit this one, then Kyovashad, and then finally Kadbardu. Wow, 16k. That was 16k like regular damage. Right, Wanderer's Shrine. What's my... Oh, that's so funny. I don't have any crit strike damage, so it's still only 5%. This entire time, I could have actually been bumping up my critical strike damage. If I bumped up my critical strike damage, I'd be getting like a massive damage multiplier on this Necro. So I'm essentially just gimping myself. Okay. Gonna go to Alcarnus. I take back what I said earlier. It does seem like I'm getting quite a few items and loot here. A lot of which are like magic and rare. Maybe that's what I gotta do. Instead of going back to town to salvage, maybe I just... yeah, that's what I should be doing. I should be throwing out my magics and rares, I think. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'm not gonna run out anyway. Like... the next dialogue that I come across, I should just take these and just throw away... Oh, this one's good. Like, just get rid of all these. Oh, it's an accident. Right, get rid of those. And then... yeah, like later when more stuff drops, just like leave it here. Well, yeah. So, yeah, that's like one idea for my Dance of Knives rogue. Where? How come I can't click on any of them?
With the demonic ether. Still alive, in a sense, after decades of
Wait.
decay.
Okay, there we go. Research note 3. When I play the Dance of Knives rogue, maybe that's what I should do. Like, just if I have legendaries, or if I have non-legendary / unique, I should just, like, while the dialogue is going, I should start dropping them rather than trying to mark them for salvage.
She came back against the balance. I must destroy every shred of her work.
Okay. Oh.
The research is almost done. I need more time.
Gotta hit the simulacrum. There we are. I like that the, it's kind of cool that the minions can overpower, but I feel like I don't really see the overpowers that much as compared to the companions. But I think the reason for that is that with the companion druid, I basically spam wolves, right? Like, I cast wolves over and over. Like, the, I have way more chances to proc overpower because I just keep hitting with, I just keep casting wolves. And each time I cast wolves, all my minions hit at once. I think that's faster than what the minions are doing here.
It is done.
Necromancer Motion, rare recipe. Good. Yep, nice having some movement speed for sure, but... there we go. Yeah, shouldn't even bother looking at these yellow items. Okay. I continue with the last stronghold for this region. Yeah, I think this is not Alcarnus. Wait, Temple of Rot. Temple of Rot's the one that I was trying to avoid. 1, 2. Oh, it's supposed to be this one. How do I get to this? Altar of Ruin. Whoops. I'm going to the wrong stronghold. A couple more strongholds to go here.
Is someone there?
What goes on? You won't leave here alive.
I'm not sure what they found down there, but Cardinal Mardul ordered the High Priest
Alright.
to the way behind him.
Okay. Just gonna take all these guys out, and eventually they'll show up. Get this keystone,
There must be more pieces.
and then I go up to here. Why do I only hit for like 200 on my blood search? I guess it's because I have like no aspects and no tempers for my blood surge. Probably has something to do with it, but still, it seems like an awfully low amount of damage. Unless I overpower. I remember the days where overpower used to do like no damage. I was like in season 0, where overpower was its own separate damage that was added onto your total damage, and then critical strike damage and vulnerable damage were actually multipliers. Those were some pretty crazy days, but never would have thought that things actually somehow would get crazier from there. I don't really think that the game is in a much better state than when it first launched, though. Like, there's actually a lot more activities to do overall. Of course, there's more room for improvement, and people, like myself included, will complain about certain aspects of the game, but it definitely is in a better spot than when it first launched, that's for sure. Okay, this could be a nice replacement, but I'm just gonna skip it for now. We grab that. Okay. So that makes 3. I'm gonna go to Kiovashad now. I can start with... I'll end with Malnock in this case. I'll do Nastrava first. Which means that I would need to go down to Nevisk, to the southwest, and flag that waypoint on the way in.
Come back if you need work.
I also need to upgrade my potion. I still haven't really... Well, yeah, I need to upgrade it. I haven't done anything with that in a little bit. Alright, here. Clear this one, and then I'm gonna go up here. Okay, that didn't take as long as I was expecting, and in fact, maybe I should have gone from up here. Well, I don't think it makes much of a difference. No, passing by for an incursion. And it's kind of cool that the Whispers do reset after each day. So that, like, if people are taking multiple days to go from 1 to 60, they can always just... They play, or they do one play session, maybe clear, like, 3 or 4 incursions with Whispers attached to them, then play again the next day, and the Whispers are back up again. It's kind of interesting. I guess... Previously, I was talking about how I was a little surprised they didn't make it that every incursion is worth 5 Whispers, but I, like, looking back at it in hindsight now... Wait, why am I trying to free her? Doesn't even matter. But at this point, I realized that the game already, like, if you're doing incursions, you're gonna level up pretty fast. Just the game in its current state right now, even.
Go. Run.
141. Yeah, my minions themselves are doing a lot of damage, but my blood surge does like nothing.
Get out of my house!
Except for, I guess, when I do a crit overpower. This way.
The bells again.
Here we are.
But who is left to ring them?
Army of the Dead. I like how Army of the Dead is bringing her health down faster than she can regenerate. Okay. World boss, so I think it took me 3 minutes to run this. I could still do the world boss. It is like right there. It's pretty tempting. I mean, you know what? Why not? I know I keep bouncing back and forth between this, but I'm like right beside the world boss. I might as well just go and get the credit for it. I'll be like over leveled, but I mean, who cares? Over leveled as in, like, I'm gonna run this, the next 2 strongholds, and then I'll be like, I'll probably hit 60 already. I guess this works out for me because all that means is I can get more gear that has 750 item power on it. Wait, where am I going? Where's the world boss? Over here? Shoot, I was actually closer a moment ago. Oh, that's kind of convenient. That, the waypoints that I just picked up are very close to the world boss, but I don't know if it's going to be one of those situations where by the time I make it, the world boss is dead. For whatever instance I get put into. Okay. Can't I see how much XP I have? Is it because I'm on my horse? Probably. Come on. Yeah, it hasn't even been a minute, so there should still be people fighting this, right? Ah, okay. I got like 5k more XP before I need the level. So I think the Avarice kill should do it. Okay. Now you guys may proceed to kill Avarice. Okay. Gonna go up here. And take down Avarice. Okay, that was good. Took like about a minute. Alright, there we go. I'm maxed out on my Whispers now. This is convenient. Got like like 30% XP for that. Okay. Got like 2 recipes from that. And oh, I actually got a lidless wall. I didn't expect that. I'm gonna go to Cordragon, and then I'll finish off with Nastrava, or not Nastrava, Malnock in this region. We go up this way. I can clear the Vampiric Corruption. Is it my minions or my Blood Surge that's doing that? Maybe I'm not giving Blood Surge enough credit. Okay, that did like no damage. I'm very confused by this. Why? Oh yeah, I'm just... Okay, that's like 140 damage.
The light did not protect these knights from the vampires.
65, like 250 health on those.
The bloom leads beneath the cathedral.
Okay, I should actually pay a bit more attention to which direction I'm going. I'm just running around in circles, but in reality I should, like, I know where they are. I just need to recall really quickly. It's not like one of those things where I know exactly where they are and I don't have to like think about it. I do have to think about it, but it's like easy once I do. Except for this one. Oh, no, there's a growth here, no wonder. Yeah. He's gotten a little better at this, knowing where these, I'll just call them blood boils are. Dead. Wait. Oh! I missed one. There's a, Sanguine Knight all the way back here. Alright. Yeah, it's just too bad that Army of the Dead is already capped, because I'm, like, thinking about it, right? How to max out my damage here. And the thing is... Yeah, Minion Necro would be kind of nuts, actually, if... Like, I'm actually just gimping myself here. When I make it into Torment, like, I'll actually see the full power of this build, because I'm not going to be holding off on using the boss powers like Beastmaster's Training, but right now I'm using, like, pretty much all rank 1 powers. More or less, like... yeah, I'm not even using the one which gives me, like, 50% crit strike chance. I'm, like, straight up using only these smaller powers. I haven't really touched incursions, though. That's the other thing, too. Yeah. I'm gonna salvage all magics and all rares. Hey, what's up, dude? Lone Wolf McQuaid. I was going to do Dance of Knives with my rogue, but now you want to see if Shadow Step with Cinerats is viable for just speed farming? Okay. Well, you could do both with the armory, can't you? Yeah, Shadow Step with Cinerats. I've never actually tried Shadow Step. Like, of all the classes in the game, probably I have the least familiarity with Spiritborn and Rogue. Like, I've done 1 to 60s on each of them and Torment 1 to 4, but I don't know them, like, super well. It's just Dance of Knives Rogue specifically that I'm familiar with. So, I actually don't know, like, how Cinerats with Shadow Step works. Like, I don't actually even know what Shadow Step itself does, to tell you the truth. All I know about Rogue is that this season, they're, like, busted strong. Sorry, Death Trap Rogue is busted strong. Like, apparently, like, the highest pit clear was, like, 105, and that was with this, Death Trap Rogue, I think? I don't know exactly the tech behind it, or the strat behind it, but I just know that, yeah, like, Death Trap is pretty insane. Yeah, I can't wait to really amp up these powers. Whoops. At this point, I'm sure that, like, with all the... Well, I didn't do as many incursions as some of my other classes, but... at this point, I'm sure that I would have at least, like, rank 11 Beastmaster's Training. So I should definitely be getting, like, a much higher boost on my damage. Although I did prioritize Minion Finesse over Crit Strike damage. That's like, the other thing, right? Normally, I would be pumping up Crit Strike damage because my minions inherit that. And then, if I grab the Crit Strike chance one, and I actually re-geared myself to have Crit Strike chance on all of my equipment, then, like, right now, even right now, my Crit Strike chance is 36%. So, that's without, like, that power that gives me, like, 50% more Crit Strike chance. So, yeah, if I, like, pumped up Crit Strike damage, it would work for, like, all of my summons. And for myself. But of course, I'm doing Minion Finesse because I have the legendary recipe. And because I have the legendary recipe... Onyx Watchtower. There's a Resplendent chest here, so I should do that last. Okay. I'm gonna go to Navisk. Yeah, so because I have the legendary recipe for Crit Strike damage, that's like Worldly Finesse, right? Oh, I should salvage all.
Came apart nicely.
Yeah, because I have the legendary recipe, if I start using that, then all of a sudden, my guy would be much stronger than he should be at this point. But on the other hand, crit strike damage is what's needed to max out that boss power, and that boss power itself, like, I have it at max rank, right? So I could have already like doubled, if not, like maybe even gone beyond that, my damage on my summons just off crit strike damage, boosting this power alone. Hmm. Okay. That's one of them. This might take a bit. Well, this is actually probably still faster than looping all the way around through this maze. Okay, level 58 is not a bad level to run the resplendent chests, though. Yeah, I should be going this way. Wait, what? This is the wrong way. It's this direction. And this one is like 5 feet away. And yeah, and the boss will show up. Oh shoot, he hurts. This is normal, and he actually almost killed me with those hits. I'll just activate my ult. Oh, Skeletal Warrior Mastery? Yeah, okay. Int, crit strike chance, and total armor? Well, I mean, I can't argue with that one. I lose out on a little bit of movement speed, but pretty soon, it's not going to be mobility that's hindering me, or that's going to be, like, gatekeeping my build. Or hindering my build. Might as well salvage all rares. Okay, Onyx Watchtower is next. Onyx Watchtower should get me to 59, and then this chest that I'm about to open should be it. Although I do kind of wonder something. If this gets me to 59, I kind of want to try something with Onyx Watchtower. Or not Onyx Watchtower, sorry, Temple of Rot. Because I remember that there's resplendent chests for Temple of Rot and Onyx Watchtower, right? So I wonder if I can just keep resetting it and repeatedly just hitting that chest. I think the developers may have overlooked it because no one really bothers with strongholds well, it's not true actually. I mean, a lot of people are still running strongholds, but I don't know if anyone's using this. Like, I could probably even use that to get all Ancestrals in Torment. I might actually try this in a second. I might have just discovered or realized an exploit. I can't even really call it an exploit. I mean, that's how the game works right now. Yeah, this is something I'd be okay using. Gonna purge the bandits. What do you think you're doing? Okay, resplendent chest, right? So I got a whole bunch of these. Maybe I don't know if they give me legendaries out of it though. That's like the one thing. Oh, Husband's assassin. Okay, so there's gonna be some dialogue. And while the dialogue is going,
I could use someone like
I'm gonna
you on my crew.
look at my items
I
and
don't run with bandits.
figure out which ones might be worthwhile.
Die.
Oh, this one's a good one. my ults. Oh, CSC, vulnerable damage, and int, and Edgemaster. Well, Edgemaster doesn't really help me, but yeah, this is so convenient. I love being able to do this with Minion Necro. Can't like Dance of Knives Rogue is faster, but actually had to pay a bit more attention to Dance of Knives Rogue because I actively have to be spinning around. I can't read my items as I go along. Okay. This brings me to like 15k XP away, but that's fine. So I finished that last that stronghold now. I have all of the renown rewards as of that stronghold, so this will bring me to 59, right? How much XP did I just get out? That was like 360k still. 720k. 1.1 million. 1.5 million. 1.8 million, and finally, oh, that's so interesting. That's my first time not really reaching the cap here. Well, because usually when I start turning in these renown rewards, I've just hit level 59. And usually I like overshoot the mark, but I mean, maybe it's like a little past level 59 that happens. Okay, well, this will give me a good chance to... I'm just trying to think about what I should do. There's an incursion here that's starting up in like 2 minutes. What's something that I could do that'll give me like a little bit of XP? Well, I'll just run Helltide, yeah. I just gotta run like a Helltides for a little bit, and then I can come back here and actually test out this method of gathering 750s that I have in mind. Okay. Did do all of them, right? Yeah, I've turned in all the renown rewards. I did it like I was like 1,000 XP short, and I was curious to see like, okay, would this make a difference? Because I don't think I'm ever really like just before level 59, but apparently here I was. So I guess I have to be like a little over level 59 to make that work out. Turning in my renown rewards to get to 60, but I mean, it's still pretty close. Like, I just need to do 1 or 2 things here, and I'll be ready to go. I could have also have done Blood Maiden, but then again, I am not level 60 yet either. I could turn in my Whispers now, and then that would get me to 60, but then I get credited as if I was a level 59 rather than a level 60. That matters because then I wouldn't be getting any of the Artificer's Stones. It also means that I wouldn't be able to get... I wouldn't be able to get 750s out of that. Okay. There. That's done. Yeah, this is why I don't like to be like a little under the mark. Like, it's kind of annoying to have to farm the remaining cinders and all that. Or the remaining like XP. It takes like, what, like 2, maybe 3 minutes? I guess I could set the hard mode or something and made it a little easier, but I shouldn't have to for... I should have popped an elixir. Oh well. Shouldn't have to switch the difficulty for just like a couple more packs. Oh, okay. Funny enough, I also have cinders, so I can use these to get myself some loot here. Should have set it on Penitent, but whatever. Ah, there we go. Legendary Pants. This should be my first 750. Ah, there we go. I can replace Hemorrhage for Max Life. That would be good. Alright, and then here, I can go to the Tree of Whispers. And then turn in my Renown Rewards. Hey! Or, not Renown Rewards, my Grim Favors. Hey, Heron. Good to see you, man. Sup? Nothing much. Good timing. I just made it to Torment... Well, no, I made it to level 60 here. How long in the run has it been? A little over 4.5 hours. Although, I guess I did also some talking at the beginning, too. So, maybe that's part of That also is included in this. Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours of gameplay so far. Greater collection of rings. If there were greater collection of two-handers, or even just plain collection of two-handers, I would have done that, but here. So this should give me some 750s. Right? Okay. Chance for Blood Surge to hit twice. What's this? Skills gain Crit Strike chance. I got like a ton of Crit Strike damage. Not every day that Lockruns might actually be useful, but okay. So I got 750s and all that. I will salvage all of the rares, except for... No, I wouldn't keep Skeletal Mage Mastery. Like, the gloves are nice, Skeletal Mage Mastery, but I'm giving up way too many bonuses elsewhere. I don't think that's worth it. I could do Apparition Incursion, but I don't think it's worth my time. And then finally... Okay, there was one other thing I wanted to do, which was to check whether or not I can actually get some pretty good loot out of this. You should have made a Necro? Why is that? Because Necro, I know, has some pretty busted builds this season. I think Bloodwave or Shadow Wave is supposed to be really strong. I mean, it was also really strong last season, but I think that they're still really strong now. This is what it sounds like. Anyway. So this is the thing I wanted to test. So I'm like level 60 now, right? Like Paragon 150 or whatever, but I'm going to ignore all these monsters, right? And over here, there's a Resplendent chest. I'm going to hit it. See, I got a two-handed sword, right? So now, if I head back to... actually, no, I don't even need to do that. I can just leave the game. So, yeah, I'm going to leave the game. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to see if the Resplendent chest is still there. I mean, that thing by itself just gave me a two-hander. Because if it is, then, well, you know, this could be a pretty reasonable way to get some loot in, like, Torment and so on. You've been seeing some really strong Wave Necros? Oh, yeah, no, that's what I would expect. Blood Wave Necro is kind of nuts. And you said you should have made a Necro. If you want, after this, I can... do you want me to, like, boost a Necro for you? I could do that on your behalf if you'd like. I can, like, hop over to my Ice Shard Sorcerer and actually level it up. Oh, it's still here. I think, what, every time they give me materials and a legendary item? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... leave and come back. And this will be the last time I do it, but this is kind of an interesting way to, I guess, gear up, if we need. Yeah. Later, I'm going to come back here and try this on Torment, just to see if, like, if I can get, like, an Ancestral out of it. Maybe, like, a few tries. Straight up gotcha gaming here. I'm gonna go this way, and Resplendent chest. Hey, legendary amulet. So yeah, I could actually gear myself up by just spamming this Resplendent chest in Temple of Rot, and I started out at like a level 50 and like 20%, and I was still very close to the mark. Like if I had started like 50.5, then I wouldn't have needed to do this stronghold at all. So this is kind of that is actually pretty funny. I can just keep rerunning this Resplendent chest. I'm actually really curious to see what happens in Torment 1 or Torment 2 if I just keep hitting that chest. I could probably even check that after. I don't have to do it on this guy. I could probably do it with... Oh, wait, no. None of my other characters have that stronghold still available, but I do on this Necro. I could gear up all 750s just by doing that. I don't have to fight a single monster. Alright. Well, let me get serious, though. I need to actually gear myself up properly for the pit here. So, give me a second. Okay, so first things first, yeah, this is the, this is the legendary two-hander I got from, Temple of Rot's, Resplendent chest. So I'm gonna temper, Minion Finesse onto this. Again, like, later on, when I get, like, legendary, recipes, then I will just slam on Worldly Finesse. I think Worldly Finesse is best because that would work with Beastmaster's training. I should just... I kind of want to just do that. Okay, if I put this on right now, what does it look like? Bonus crit strike damage, so 24% more damage. I mean, at the very least, I know that I will be running minion augments. Oh, it's still magic grade, but that's okay. I'll find another one later. I actually don't even need to temper anything onto it right now for the weapons section. Unyielding commander. No, I didn't really get an upgrade to reanimation. The sacrifice bonuses is useless because I'm obviously not sacrificing anything. It's the Minion Necro. Okay, so damage, and then I just need, like, minion finesse or whatever. It's either that or crit strike damage, one of the two. I'm really tempted to just do crit strike damage and see how high I can pump this build up. Crit strike damage. Oh, wait. Right. Where's my 750s? So here's my 750, here's a 750. Those should be the first two that I look at. Here's another 750 as well. But I don't know if I'd prefer that over the other amulet that I marked. Any of these three amulets. This one... Would I prefer my Blood Moon breeches or the pants that I picked up? Because +1 Hellbent Commander, Golem Mastery, Curse Skills, Crit Strike Chance. Well, I'm missing out on Int. I don't care about that. In this case, all of the aforementioned bonuses are better. It's really just life. I'm trading out survivability for damage and CSC. Actually, that's why my CSC is so high. That's a pro's way for early game loot. Yeah, no, I mean... I don't think that anyone, myself included, would ever abuse this. Not because we're upstanding human beings or anything like that, but I just don't think it's a very efficient way to play the game. Like, yeah, I did get a two-hander out of it, which is great, but if I didn't get a two-hander out of it, I would have just gambled my obols to get a two-hander, or I could have just turned in my reputation caches, or anything of that sort, right? Rather than having to go back and keep hitting the chest over and over. Or, you know, I could have even done, like, Hell Tides. And, yeah, like, I'm quite happy to get this two-handed 750 item power, don't get me wrong, but I think that if you... I don't know if like, a highly skilled player or a pro would necessarily be using that, because it just doesn't seem like a very efficient way of farming items, even if it's a very easy way to get items. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But yeah, I'm gonna see the rest of what I got. I have 750 item power. I have a bunch of 750s actually. Okay, let me make things a bit easier for myself. I'm not gonna wear the ones that are below that threshold. I'm just going to compare the amulets and the rings first. Okay, so this one is int, damage, and shadow resist. I could roll off shadow res for max life. I could roll off lucky hit for max life. This one has crit strike damage. This is the one that I was really curious about. Because now I can...
Don't ruin all that work.
Yeah, I like how none of these have, like, int and max life. Yeah, not a single one has int and max life. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna do this, then. I'm gonna roll off... Like, I'll keep lightning resistance. That might come in handy later. Damage is less valuable here. CSC. CSC, crit strike, damage, and lightning resistance. I mean, okay, why not? Okay, and then what's the next one I'll do? Int, attack speed, and ideally I get, like, max life or something. Lucky hit. Max life. Alright. Each percent I heal, wait, each percent of my max life I heal beyond 100% grants you bonus crit strike damage on your next critical strike. You may now drink your healing potion while at full life. Oh, that's kind of a cool... That's a cool aspect. I think this is only for necromancers, though. Well, whatever. Fell Gluttony. Okay. Skeletal Warrior Mastery. Okay, so yeah, this one I wanted to to replace my current helm with. I'm gonna replace this one, Thorns, right, with a bit of, I think I'd value armor more in this case. Even though max life is awfully tempting. None of my equipment really has max life, which is kind of nuts. Oh, this also has Blood Getter's aspect. I kind of need that. Against injured enemies. Okay, I'm gonna salvage all these weapons that are non-750s. Okay, and then also gonna salvage these pants. Like, they're 750s, but I will never be switching over that. Unless it, like... Unless I'm dying too much, then I would replace for max life. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh yeah, I never really bothered to clean out my stash, huh? So I'm gonna just have to use my inventory temporarily. Oh yeah, and crit strike chance vulnerable damage here. I'm gonna roll off of vulnerable damage. Oh, there's a new update. It's interesting. And they said that last time too, but I don't know if they actually rolled one out. Last time there was an update, it actually caused me to have to reinstall the game. So that was kind of a pain. Okay, I can get like Skeletal Mage Mastery is the best option, but I'll take Int Max Life and CSC. Oh, yeah, Int Max Life and CSC is fine. Only thing I might be missing is critical strike damage. I'm trying to think of what a reasonable crit strike damage would look like. But anyway, whatever. Could use more damage. Always use more damage. I want to pick up resistance to all elements here because I don't really think I have that many resistance to all elements. Like, I could throw in some diamonds. But I don't think it would be enough. I still do have incense available, but yeah, I'll deal with that later. You feel like upgrading glyphs is harder this season? Oh no, it's not that you feel that way. It's that is how it is. It just, like, mathematically off the way they've scaled the pit now. Because they've made it so that Torment 4 is pit 55, right? Which sounds like, oh, well, it's a lower number, so it's easier. But what the way the glyphs are meant to be upgraded is that, like, the higher up you go, the higher your odds, right? And so because they squish the way the pit works, then yeah, of course it's going to be tougher for you to upgrade some glyphs there. Increased damage while I have no active minions. Well, that's kind of useless to me. I'm gonna grab this and this. Okay, so I've activated the additional bonus, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've unlocked this node. So 29 Paragon points there. That's perfect for me. And I get resistance to all elements, which I need the most. I could switch over to Rahir and get plenty of resistance that way, but maybe I'll hold off on that for a little bit. You know what? The reason why my resistances are so low is because I still haven't upgraded my amulet. Let me figure out my amulet now. Or my amulet situation. So this is the only 750. I might just by default go to that. It's either that or I go CSC here. But again, I'm not entirely sure I want to. Especially because I was using these for the last, like, however long, but at this point, there's no reason for me not to use... Where the heck is it? Yeah, here we go. Hatred's Embrace. I'm gonna go CSC on my boss powers. The thing is, I was holding off from using this because during my whole leveling process, I didn't want to, like, drastically amp up the power of my build, but since I'm approaching Torment, like, I'm just gonna use everything available to me. So, yeah, my crit strike chance should actually be closer to, like, 50 or even 60 now. And for my amulet, this one, I'm going to be looking for intelligence. This one even has inner calm, too. I don't think I would use this one. Get rid of this. It's really just a toss-up between one of these two. This one has int, CSC, and total armor. The other one has max life. I could probably roll int here. Let's see what I can get. I can also get CSC on this. You're both... Yeah, I mean, this is like a low roll, right? Oh, hold on. Toss this in. So... Yeah. I could do this, but I lose that on int. How much int am I losing here if I don't use it? I'm only gaining like 40 int. No, I think I'm okay. I don't need to have int right now. I think CSC is more important. That and attack speed. The only other problem is this one gives me total armor. I go from like 694 to 805. But I also haven't really tempered any of my other pieces of equipment. Like if I go here right now, and go worldly endurance, right? Eventually it should roll total armor. There we go, total armor. See? First try. So I got total armor on this. For my chest armor, I didn't actually get a decent chest armor yet, so I may have to do something about that. Replace my gloves. I got all the boss powers. No, I didn't get all of the boss powers. I'm just missing Lilith's because I haven't gone to fight Lilith. No, you gotta understand, Aaron, that the boss powers are shared between all of my like my entire account. So I already picked up a whole bunch of boss powers when I played my companion druid, and then I proceeded to play my ice shard sorcerer, and she pretty much picked up all the powers that I hadn't already picked up on my companion druid because I wasn't. This season, they've made it so that if you clear a boss, there's a chance that they can drop from like a generic loot pool, right? And for the Ice Shard Sorcerer, I was specifically looking for Hail of Varglass and Banished Lord's Talisman. So I basically ran every boss in hopes that I could get one of those two items. Hence why I have all of the boss powers, because I actually needed... I ran all of my boss mats in hopes of finding the one item that I needed. And as a byproduct of that, I ended up getting all of these boss powers. And then, yeah, the world boss power as well. I mean, I do all of the world bosses pretty much that are active. I mean, I think I missed one or two by accident. But generally speaking, yeah, that's why I'm where I'm at. I can also just run a Lockrans, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, I don't really get much value out of Lockrans, except for, I mean, I'd get crit strike damage, but I still don't think that's worth it. I'd be better off just tempering worldly finesse on my weapon, and then I think that would like boost up my crit strike damage like crazy. Okay, Fell Gluttony, elements. So I'm gonna temper now elements onto my ring, because I had access to it before, so I think it's fair game. And then Fell Gluttony. Unless this is a new aspect. Oh, okay. I can upgrade. I'm gonna salvage these, but... Oh yeah, and then for my gloves. This sounds good on paper until you realize that it says skills deal up to 14%. I mean, I guess that might help my golem. I'm not entirely sure. But I still don't think that's worth it either way. I'm gonna temper... Or I'm gonna actually throw in this aspect here. Unyielding commanders. It should actually be the other way around, I think. I should actually have Unyielding Commander in my amulet. So I get more summon damage when I activate my Army of the Dead. And then in my gloves, I should have Inner Calm. I think it should look something like that instead.
How can I help?
Yeah, you have a question? What do you got? What do you have, Aaron? I also still didn't find a better chest armor, so at this point, this would warrant that I go to the Purveyor of Curiosities and try to get, like, a proper tunic. I could also just keep doing the Temple of Rot thing that I was just showing, but... Okay, there we go. I could use this for now. Or, you know what? There's a couple ways I could go about it. I could go to the den, and then because I Well, yeah, at this point I would have bartering unlocked, right? So I would barter. Barter is usually what I open up with.
I could teach you how to forge your own shield, little man.
Ooh, nice.
You just gave me that one.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Okay. Salvage material cache. Okay, I'll get that separately from, this run because kind of need salvage materials anyway. So yeah, here's another way that I could have just gotten 750 item power items. I didn't need to go through the trouble of trying to roll it from the resplendent chest or whatever, but yeah. Defensive aspect cache. So this is what I would do. Hey, there you go. Two chest armors and a helm. This would unlock juggernauts for me. So I would run juggernauts just to cover my armor problems. And then, well, both of these are 750s, but their rolls are not amazing. But, I mean, I would use this one. This is okay. I get fire resist. But I do have a lot of fire resist already, I think. That's a funny one. Aaron's asking if 100 men can beat a silverback gorilla. Well, I wouldn't know. Those gorillas are fierce, dude. I still don't have that aspect also that gives me more minions, huh? Yeah, okay. So I would salvage that and I'd pretend that I have juggernauts here. Well, I mean, I do have juggernauts, so I can throw that on my chest armor here. Yeah, I'm actually pretty overcapped on resistances right now, but let's just say that I'm overcapping. Oh, I'm like really overcapped now that I think about it. What about my resistances? You know what? I can actually just go Sapphire, Emerald, and Shadow. That could work too. Oh yeah, and I still have like a bunch of skill points I never bothered to use. I can grab this, might as well. And okay, so previously I was using Blood Surge. I'm actually be better off doing this instead. Yeah. So I'm gonna run Bone Prison now. And then I still have 3 more points. Yeah, I don't use darkness skills, so that's completely useless for me. I can go Bonded in Essence if I really wanted to. Or I can amp up my Lucky Hit, but I don't even really have anything for Lucky Hit, do I? Like, I can up this and it doesn't really do me any good. Like, I have no Lucky Hit triggers. I actually do, come to think of it. There's this one here. No, not that one. I have this Lucky Hit trigger, but I don't know if I'm really going to be relying on that anyway. Alright. Yeah. My apologies. I know I'm going all over the place here, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult, like, when I don't have a... Like, I have a stash, but I got all my items already in it from the other classes, right? So, part of the problem here, too. Don't tell me that I can't roll crit strike damage, man. There we go, finally. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really normally run that many attempts on it, but... where is it? This thing. Beastmaster's Training? At this point, I would have thrown crit strike damage on all of my equipment if it was like a rare recipe, because that's more in line with the level of power I'd have at this level, right? Okay, but for the time being, Skeletal Mage, summon damage, there we go. For the time being, I'll be using this recipe still. Skeletal Mage's utility, spiked armor, inherit my thorns, total armor, all of that. What's this? Chance for minion attacks to fortify me for 3% max life? Oh, that's nice. Ultimate cooldown reduction? Yeah, I could do that. If I get ultimate cooldown reduction, then that would help Army of the Dead. So there's like a few options here. And in fact, what I just realized, oh yeah, I did max out Army of the Dead. So I'll leave it be for now, but yeah, there's like a few things I could do there. Yeah, I still haven't put in any gems in my equipment. You think the gorilla would take out about 20 to 30, but eventually the men could beat it? I've never actually thought. I've never really given that one much thought. That's a funny question, Aaron. All right. I'm gonna salvage these two, I guess. I'm gonna leave this as a reserve amulet. I don't think I'll ever be switching over to these ones. Yeah, it's just complicated too because I have all of the or I've unlocked a whole bunch of aspects already too, right? So I don't know which ones I have or don't have. 80% guarantee you criticals on my next critical strike. Yeah, I would never use this because that would be for like bone spear or something, or like blood spear, but not for a minion necro. That doesn't make much sense for me to hold on to. I don't need more armor. Maybe I might need more armor in the future, but not right now. And yeah, I have inner calm, unyielding, and I'm still missing. There's one power that I'm missing, or one aspect. That's not here. Attack speed. No. So there is an aspect. This one. No, wait. Well, there's a few that I'm missing, actually. Great Feast, Service and Sacrifice, and Frenzy Dead. But Service and Sacrifice is like a new one that I kind of wanted to play around with and see if it's any good. But the other two, Frenzy Dead and Great Feast, I absolutely need those ones. Yeah, I just haven't gotten them as drops yet. So, all right. I think that kind of covers it. I'm gonna salvage everything. Oh, that I misclicked that completely. Yeah, like I could switch over to Rahir if I wanted to get.
Tasty choice, eh?
If I wanted to get more resistances and armor, but already in a pretty good spot, I would say. Okay, I already threw on Bloodlust, so I'm fine here. Okay, salvage everything. Stop misclicking that. Okay, and then these go here. Now I need to go to the jeweler, which is not here. I'm gonna go to Karagar for it, and I think I'm basically ready. I've upgraded everything, right? Oh, boots. I didn't actually get upgraded boots. I'm gonna have to try to see if I can get a nice little upgrade on that.
I'll stay for your sake, but I don't have to like it.
Boots. Oh, that's a lot of options. Two-handed scythe would be nice later, but right now I think I value the quick strike damage more.
Hello, shining
There we go.
lady.
Oh, okay, this is an interesting one. Movement speed, essence per second, and shadow resistance. Like, I don't know which of these I get rid of. I guess I get rid of essence per second. Like, I'm thinking if I get service of sacrifice and whatever, then so service and servitude or whatever. No, Great Feast. Great Feast eats up my essence for every minion that I have. At some point, I'm going to need to maybe find a way to grab like essence per second to keep my essence pool up. But for the time being, I think essence per second is pretty useless for me. So I'm going to throw that on. And I'm going to throw on this in hopes of getting movement speed. Okay, that's good. And is there anything else I can pick up? Thorns while fortified. Thorns. Inherit a percentage of thorns. Spiked armor. No, spiked armor would be the no-brainer in this case. Just triple checking that. Skeleton priest effect duration. This isn't bad either. Skeleton priest effect duration. So both of those could be pretty useful, but I'll do spiked armor for now. Inherit thorns. No. Thorns while fortified, no. No spiked armor. Well, that's fine. It's not really mandatory as it is. So I'll use these, and then I'm gonna replace essence per second for now. Oh, skeletal warrior master. I didn't even know I could get that. I was hoping for intelligence or max life, but I guess yeah, this is probably the lowest amount of life I've ever had going into the pit
Bright aura.
at this level. I straight up have a survivability issue. I have no other way of sugarcoating it. And then I would, at this point, socket these. I should have plenty, right?
The stars made man.
Blood Moon Breaches. I would definitely need at least 2 of these. And then for my runes, primary resource, Aberrant Iron Maiden. No wonder I didn't bother. Oh yeah, CSC, right. Ultimate skill, CSC. Cast 5 skills and become exhausted. No, I should do that one. That one's good. Kurgar. Cast Evade. Movement speed. I could gain movement speed too, why not? If I evade, I get movement speed. 10% for 7.5 seconds. What's my evade cooldown? Well, I got 3 charges, but that could be kind of nice. Sure. And then I have 3 open sockets here. So I could do cold, poison, and then, well, I mean, my shadow's pretty good. So I'm gonna grab those.
Well done.
Cold. Poison. And then cold, poison. I guess I could do two of these. There. My resistances are actually looking kind of insane right now, but when I get into Torment, that's where it'll really start to taper off. I love Juggernaut's aspect. It just makes everything so much easier. And at this point, my armor and resistances are so high that I think I might be better off just... Oh, yeah, right, I completely forgotten. I need to actually upgrade my potion, so that helps me out a little bit. But now I have a whole bunch of elixirs available. I will be using a bunch, so I'll just craft all these. I'm gonna get 3 of this. Defensive incense. This would probably be for Redamine. Well, no, this has to be for Redamine Buzz. All the other ones are pretty useless in this case. And then I would do this one. All right. Yeah. There I go. Oh yeah, and I gotta add sockets into this and go double crit strike damage. That was a lot. That prep took a lot longer than it usually does, but I mean, it is like that when your inventory is disorganized and all. 68% bonus damage on Beastmasters. When I get into Torment, I'll amp it up to max, but for now, I think I'll stick with what I have. And of course, last but not least, I need to throw on my Minion Finesse. That's Golem damage. Golem damage. I'll put on Spiked Armor here real quick, because it doesn't use a roll. Summon damage, good. Want all my minions to be strong, but so far it looks like Golem is like just so much stronger than all the other ones. Ultimate cooldown reduction is ideal, but I think I prefer damage the most. I prefer damage the most, but honestly, ultimate cooldown reduction would give me the most damage on average, because then that would help me boost my damage with Army of the Dead and Unyielding Commander. It's like a pretty big multiplicative damage modifier. Oh yeah, I'll probably be replacing my boots for Flicker Step later on too, huh? Golem active cooldown reduction. Well, that actually works out quite nicely. This one is pretty useless, but yeah, maybe I should just keep buffing up my Golem. That could help a lot. Yeah, that's fine. It'll have to do. I mean, that actually boosts up Army of the Dead damage too, so. Alright, I think I'm pretty much ready here. Oh, no, I'm not ready. I'd forgotten all about this, in fact. Blood Mist. Damage reduction for my summons. I don't need that. Chance for minion attacks to fortify me. Yeah, that one looks really handy, but... Try to see if I can get... there you go, total armor. I know I already have, like, really overcapped total armor, but... Actually, I have an idea. I could replace my Juggernaut's aspect. I can go and replace my Juggernaut's aspect if I want now. And maybe util, too. Okay, well, that was my last roll. Thorn Army. Thorn's well fortified. Okay, well, wait, do I have other rolls? I have 3 tempers. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try for spiked armor. It'll give me everything but spiked armor. It's pretty funny. Okay, well, because I have so much armor, I don't need Juggernauts in actuality. I might as well grab something else. I want the Necro ones only. Or I had one where if I dodge, I fortify. Like, I could... Okay, wait, no. I think I'm doing this all wrong. Let me grab the mobility aspect first. Critical strikes boost my movement speed. I get plenty of crit strikes, right? So... Mobility, Craven... Slowed or chilled. I don't ever really go unstoppable. No, this is the best one. Alright, I'm gonna throw that on. And then now I'm gonna take a look at utility aspects. And see if there's any useful ones. Dazing... Hectic. Golem has a chance to reduce its active cooldown. Man, this is a bit of a bummer. I was expecting a bit more. I was expecting more options, but I actually don't have many good options. Quickly cast and equip defensive subterfuge or macabre. Is this macabre? Yeah, it is. It's my only macabre skill. I guess I could. Why not? Can only occur every 35 seconds, so yeah, sure. Here. Then suddenly my armor goes down to about 1,000, and then I put on the, if I put on this incense, nah, I'll keep it as Juggernauts. I think it's better that my armor's overcapped, because if I'm gonna push into Torment too, then at least my armor stat will be pretty high for that. Okay, yeah, that's kind of crazy though, the fact that this one piece of equipment is like 500 armor, just by itself. Anyway, I'm just about ready to go. Yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed the run so far, and yeah, I'm gonna start this run. I'm gonna end the stream. Well, I'm gonna end the stream and take a short break after. I hate to have to keep like dropping my stream and starting it again, but I mean, that's just sort of... I have to take a minute to go and like... I have to go and upload this video to YouTube, right? So... Yeah. Let me just finish this run, and then I guess we can keep going from there.
I'll stay for your sake, but I don't have to like it.
Okay, I think I've said everything I needed to. I'm gonna mute myself, and I'm gonna actually go over my gear, and then I'm gonna begin the run. So this should probably take me like 5-10 minutes to do. As soon as I start, I'll get it on the first try. I just need a moment here. I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. You can watch the run until then if you want, but I mean, there's not really much to see here. I'm just gonna dog walk it. 1 second.
That was not bad. I appreciate that. Goodbye.
Okay, that was nice and easy. I think that pretty much covers it. And yeah, I got Blood Drinker and everything. I think I'm gonna upgrade this one. Yeah, I like how it's only a 80% chance because I'm on pit 10. But anyway, okay, this is kind of nice. I can throw this in as a spare. Salvage these, and yeah, I think that. Well, that was nice and easy. 6-minute run. I'm gonna get in it. I mean, that pretty much unlocks Torment 1, so that brings us to the end of this segment of the run. I could have definitely. So it took me about 5.5 hours to make it to this point, like not counting all of the talking I was doing at the beginning of what my plan was. But there were definitely a lot of ways I could have saved time. I think I mentioned like at the beginning that I started Helltide at a pretty awkward time. Ideally, I would want to do it at the very beginning, and ideally, I would want to be able to hit all the chests, the Tortured Gifts of Mysteries on Penitent rather than on like hard or whatever. So I lost a fair bit of time there. And then when we look at like I think I started because I started my incursions too early. I didn't get as much XP as I should have. And like the reputation board is whatever. I could probably get by without the reputation board, but I guess I could argue that it would help me in Torment. Oh yeah, strongholds, that's another thing too. I kind of skipped Temple of Rot. If I didn't skip Temple of Rot, I wouldn't have had to go into the Helltides, and I wouldn't have been rolling for the Resplendent chest. So I guess it's like give and take. I did actually get my weapon from that stronghold. But I could have also just gambled it with Obols, probably. But now I have Obols, so I could go into Torment with Obols. So, you know, there's some trade-offs here, like ways I could have sped up this run. But by doing it the way I did, I make things easier for myself going into Torment. At least, hopefully, that'll be the case. In terms of how the overall build... Oh, wait. I'm trying to remember if there's other things, like other ways I could have saved time. The Strongholds I did a little more slowly than usual because I was actually really tired when I started them. The latter half was okay, aside from I had to like backtrack on a few of them, because I think I tried to go to like Temple of Rot like once or well 2 or 3 times when I shouldn't have. Yeah. So the strongholds could have been faster. Helltide I could have started sooner. The incursions, I think the incursions were all right. I don't really have any comment on the incursions, just that I started them a little earlier than I should have, so I didn't get as much value out of them as I should have. And whispers. I did spend a lot of time chasing down whispers that I shouldn't have needed to chase down. Yeah, that's just the reality of it. It also takes me some time to get in the PvP zone, so if I can like avoid having to hit like to go all the way out to the PvP zones just to get the whispers, then I think that might be better. I don't know if it's better to run PvP zone or just like to grab the whispers or, you know, just do incursions. Also the downtime between incursions, like there shouldn't be any downtime. Ideally it would be like incursion to the next incursion to the next incursion. But if I run out that way, then yeah, then I do have to sprinkle in whispers. Anyway, yeah, so that's for the 1 to 60. For the overall build, I have maxed out resistances. In fact, my resistances are so overcapped that I'm going to be going into Torment to... Oh, wow. My crit strike chance also is extremely high, right? 50% crit strike chance because my shadow resistance is so high. So my... like, no wonder I didn't see any white damage numbers. It was all yellow because I was just always critting. The Lethal Shrine was pretty much worthless, I guess. Unless it has, like, hidden crit strike damage modifier or something, but I digress. These are like when I attempt to push Torment 2, these numbers are not going to be maxed out, but they're still pretty good for what they are, I would say. Crit strike chance is close to max. I don't have much more to say there. The boss power is pretty busted. And then of course my armor stat. Okay, so I'm really overcapped on armor. I'm so overcapped on armor that I could probably make it all the way into Torment 3 with this level, like with this amount of armor. And I think it's Juggernauts primarily that's responsible for that. This one aspect pretty much covers me. Later on, I'd like to wean off of Juggernauts in favor of, you know, maybe using other like uniques that might be more useful. Like, let's just say I get like, I don't know, Air of Perdition and Shroud of Fall's Death, then I'll no longer have access to Juggernauts at that point. Then I need to find another way to max out on my armor, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, so that's for my stats. Is there anyone in chat, by the way? Is there anyone left in chat that wanted to ask me anything or wanted to ask me for a favor? Because I think I'm going to end the stream in like a couple minutes once I finish talking about how the run went, so that I can go edit my video and do all that. Yeah. And then, of course, movement speed. I mean, this is like a small thing, but having all this movement speed was nice for just running through the pit. I had like 200% movement speed at one point. That was kind of the equivalent of how fast I'd be going with the Dance of Knives Rogue. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Book of the Dead. I love having the blood golem that absorbs 30% of the damage I take. That's pretty amazing. And, of course, Eliminator Glyph is quite useful. And all of these, well, I mean, it's a pretty standard skill tree. It's very minion-oriented. I was running Blood Surge for leveling, but now that I'm pushing Pit, I should be using Bone Prison. For a number of reasons. It blocks off monsters, it makes them vulnerable, and makes me do increased damage on top of that, and then I get, like, reduced cooldowns too. Like, can't really argue with any of that. Movement speed from Variana and Subo for reinforcement. Just to knock people down. So, yeah, all in all, I don't really have too much to say. And then, of course, the elixirs and incense help. I don't have too much to say here, just kind of covering how this run went. But, yeah, I'll do a much more in-depth look when I actually clear Torment 4. If I can clear Torment 4, that's going to be a struggle to get to Torment 4, I must say. You're still here? Okay. Aaron, I'm going to hop off for, like, yeah, I'm gonna hop off for maybe like a half hour to an hour, if that's all right with you. And I'm gonna, yeah, like I said, I have to like edit the video, put it together, and I gotta upload it and all that. So maybe I'll talk to you a little later. Is that okay? We can chat more when I get back. Or if you have like, if you want help with your guys, your characters, if you need like a pit boost, or if you want to ask me other fun questions, then yeah, I'll be around for that. So, all right. I think that's pretty much it. So that brings us to Torment 1. Whoever's watching this, appreciate you hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks everyone for watching. Adventure out.